Hey everybody, how's it going? Jason from Prometheus Lights. And today, just a quick video, we're going to talk about retensioning pocket clips. I make a bunch of different pocket clips from everything from the alpha light, pen, beta QR, and every once in a while you may get into a situation where you have bent your pocket clip for one reason or another. And that basically happens when you bend the clip far enough that it exceeds the elastic limit of the material. So I guess before we start, I should talk about the material a little bit. All of my pocket clips are made from certified 6Al4V titanium. And what is a little bit different about this is that it's actual NIST certified titanium, which means it is not just quote unquote aerospace. It is actual aerospace material that you could, put on a jet or fly into space or whatever. And so this material is much more tightly controlled in terms of its metallurgical properties and thickness and things like that. So this material is also about 50% more expensive than non-certified titanium. But after making lots and lots of pocket clips, I realized that in order to get the best strength and the best consistency, it's got to be certified titanium. And as far as I know, I'm the only maker at this point that's using real deal certified tie in the pocket clips. So every once in a while, I will get an email from somebody that has bent their pocket clip or it's lost tension for some reason. And generally speaking, the only reason your pocket clip will lose tension is because it has been bent outwards too far. It doesn't happen on its own. And oh man, now I'm gonna have to edit this. All right, maybe I won't edit it. We'll just leave in the screw ups because making videos is hard. So yeah, basically, if you hook your pocket clip on something and bend it open too far and you exceed the elastic limit, it's gonna bend. And that's not a defect in the material. It's not a defect in the design. It's just any material has its limits. And with the thickness that we have, which is sort of average pocket clip thickness, if you bend it too far, it will stay bent. And you can sort of detect that by either it's not going to hold on as well as it used to, or when you tap it, you're going to hear a little click because there's a little air gap in between the clip and the body of whatever thing you've got the pocket clip on. And it does happen from time to time, like you'll put it in your pocket and for some reason you sit down weird and it tweaks the pocket clip, or you hook it on something like a bag or a seat belt or something like that. If you bend it too far, it will bend. I do want to point out, and I don't know if we're going to be able to see this on camera or not, but if I bend this pocket clip out, I can get, that's probably a good ½ inch gap that I've got right now. And really in normal use, there's no reason your pocket clip would ever get bent open this far. And even bending, I'm pushing on it pretty hard and it just snaps back with no problem. And we can do the same thing with a pen. Again, it's the same material, same thickness. And so basically there's a little crook of the pocket clip, which is, I don't know, about a little bit less than ½ inch. So if I open it that far, the clip just snaps back. If I go even further, even this one I can open at least ½ inch without permanently bending it. And again, there's no air gap. Same thing happens on a beta QR light. So basically, how do you retension a clip? It's actually quite easy. With the alpha flashlight, all you do is unscrew the tail cap. Take your clip off, all right? Install the clip on the tail cap backwards. So right now the tail clip is sticking out of the end like this. Screw it back in the light. And you're basically going to clamp this back down just like it was before, but you're going to use the actual light as a vise. And so what you don't want to happen when you bend the clip is you don't want the bend to occur on the flat. You want to rebend it where it was previously bent. So by clamping this down and using this as a vise, you're going to make the bend where it's supposed to be and not on the flat. So all you do is just take the clip and you just push it back a little bit till you get the tension that you want. Just add a little bit more. You might have to do it a couple times to get it just right. And then just flip it around, put it back on the light. Oh man. Yeah, just totally dropped that. All right. Doing well so far. That's only 2 mess ups. We'll see how many more we get. We should keep a counter going down in the corner here. Okay, so that's the alpha flashlight. Now on the pen, it's basically the same deal, except that you will need a 5/32 Allen wrench. You're just going to take the clip off. Actually, let me just set this aside. You're going to flip the clip around backwards, just like you do with the flashlight. Put the screw back in to act as a vise. And again, just take this and push on it sort of close to the little elbow there. Bend it back as far as you need it. Flip the clip around again. I'm supposed to make this look easy, right? All right, just put the screw back in and you're good to go. We're gonna mess with this one again in a little bit. So the beta QR is basically the same thing. I used to basically hook a lanyard or a piece of string under the elbow of the clip and sort of try to pull that and the button out at the same time because it can be a little bit hard to get out. But what I found is basically if you just rock the clip sideways, it makes a little gap in the back, and sometimes, like right now, the button actually popped up and then you can kind of wiggle it out the rest of the way. I also want to note with the beta clip, it's really just a limitation of the fact that the button is just snapped in and held by a spring, that you can remove the pocket clip. It's not screwed on you know, with a screw or with the tail cap of the flashlight. So sometimes people do have an issue, again, if you're carrying it in your pocket, and I don't know if you have your wallet in there as well or whatever, but you sit down and if it puts too much torque on the clip, this button is going to pop out. And that's just the way it is. If you find that is happening frequently, you may just have to adjust how you're carrying the light if the thing keeps popping off. So again, I'm going to sort of torque this sideways. The button's going to pop out. Sometimes you have to rock it back and forth a little bit. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to install this backwards. Sorry, I don't have any close-ups, but you get the idea. Snap that back in, and it's basically the same thing. You're going to just hold the button down with your thumb like it's a vise, and then again, just push on the clip until it bends a little bit and you get the tension you need. And then again, just rock it a couple times to get the clip back out. And that's pretty much it. So a bent clip is just a normal thing that happens every once in a while. Titanium has very good fatigue resistance, so it will tolerate, you know, minor bending, and you can do that a few times. I don't think I've actually, maybe I've had one person in all the clips that I've sold actually managed to break it, and I don't know if that was, you know, it actually got snagged on something and just ripped it all the way open to the point that it broke or what. But it's very, very uncommon for the clip to actually break, and you should be able to bend it a couple times. So what I want to do now, which I guess we should do, is bend this clip so far that it loses contact with the body. So right now, if I tap on it, there's no air gap. All right, so I'm gonna sort of try to do this in a controlled fashion to see exactly how far, I probably shouldn't have worn a black shirt, how far we can bend this. So that's 1/2 inch, and I mean, it is well open at this point, so I don't know, that's like 3/4 of an inch. All right, and now, I don't know if you're gonna be able to see this, unfortunately, but basically there's a big air gap in the clip, and you can hear that. Not as big as my 5/32 Allen wrench. It's probably about 1/8 of an inch gap. So all we're gonna do is flip this guy around and bend it back. Clip goes on backwards, screw goes in. Make sure you get it reasonably tight, because again, we want the bend to occur where it's already bent. I'm just going to push this back. I'm just kind of guessing at how much. That may have been too much. But again, you can kind of fidget with it and get it right where you need it to be. The other thing is if you know, you get one of these things and you feel that the clip is just too loose or too tight, you can just adjust it. It's like magic. I like, ideally, everything I make to be sort of repairable and adjustable as much as possible. So it's a feature, it's not a bug. Yeah, so all right, we're back to lots of tension, plenty good. There's no more air gap when I tap it, and I can go back and, you know, again, I'm gonna bend it open about 1/2 inch and the clip snaps right back. It still retains its original strength and original properties. And that's pretty much it. So that's how you retension your pocket clips. Hopefully that answers some questions. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.